just after the bomb had been planted on the hunt when they were trying to take away the weapons. So very nice. They've built up a fair bit of economy. And, I mean, there's not really much else to say. Can Finest at least stop them momentarily? Because these rounds, they haven't felt even close. Like, it's felt like Ecstatic, even though sometimes they might have lost a player or two, they've always been in the driver's seat.
Yeah. I hope to see a little bit more from Finest. Soon come, I should say. They do have only 2 rifles to work with in this round, but sometimes it's one of these crazy rounds with just a couple of pistols that gets things over the line. But as soon as I say that, cello takes down the opposition, albeit just on the deagle this time, quite early on. And with the nades clearing out the sandbags position, it's going to be another fairly confident walk up onto this A site. Shox does have a Molotov and an A1S to apply, but he's been caught out by the IGL. Bird from Sky, the man who does everything. He can AWP, he can entry, and he can also most certainly IGL on this map. Well, he leads us in a 5v3. Finest are locked out of the bomb site. They've only got one of their 2 upgraded weapons. And as they sit patiently towards elevator, they will send Kriaz in towards the backline to CT, maybe boost him up on scaffolding. But honestly, there's no need. Plesson's got a great angle here. Bird from Sky is going to walk into it. But oh, the jiggle is fantastic. Twist, thankfully, there for Finest to close him down regardless. And that will be 2 weapons saved over into the next if they start to cut their losses now. Dafu still holding that angle, making sure Kriaz has no room back into that site. But yeah, otherwise, just another very impressive round from Ecstatic. They've let nothing slip so far, and as you said, these rounds haven't even looked close.
I mean, to be honest, everyone expected Vertigo, I feel, for sure to go the way of this Danish side. And it might be very tough, but it could be a very decisive victory. And the Pinnacle odds are already kind of swinging in the favor because they were a little bit closer at the beginning. But Dust 2 will definitely be a closer affair, and I think that will be for sure, because it's a very big punish pick for Finest. Neither side really play it, or particularly are good at it, but Finest, they have a little bit more experience on it. They probably came into this series expecting to pick Dust 2. They would have prepped for it, so I'm interested to see what they can provide going onto that map. However, we'll leave those antics for when we get there, because we're still on Vertigo. We're going into round 6. Finest, they have the AWP back out. The man with the wonderful beard. Tom, I think he almost rivals you.
Oh, no, he's far superior in the beard department, I gotta confess. Far more luscious than my own, but Shox's entry is a good little start to the round. It's the first opening kill that Finest have had in a while. Very quickly traded out, though, by Dafu. And as I said, Bird from Sky has been going nuts on these entry attempts towards this, towards middle and A. He's been successful at least half the time, so credit to him. Kriaz, though, he has a lot of damage to Fascia. One of the other players you would consider an entry fragger, a star player as well for this lineup. Not been as prolific recently, unlike Twist, who's been absolutely astronomical, as you said, so far in this tournament. Hopefully he's able to activate himself a little bit more than we're seeing right now, because it's definitely going to be needed. In fact, it's going to be needed from all of these Finest players. And Plesson, that's a lovely kill to Fascia. Great flashbang as well, and Kriaz does great work on top of the ramp. Dafu now in a 1v3. He's been spotted, and Anarchist seals the deal. And that will be the first on the board for Finest at long last. And with 3 surviving, it gives the economy a bit of a break. And did you know, he's also changed his nationality to Israeli.
Oh, is it Israeli? Oh my god, because the Greek player... Oh, I was looking at it and it was so... Oh, the Greek player's not him, is it? I've completely muzzled that up. Oh, I've completely messed that one up. For some reason, in my head, I just had Greek, and I've like, the whole 24 hours just in my head, it's been Greek. That is a blunder from me. Of course he's not.
We do 5 hours of research, and Freddy just still can't get a flag right.
I just assumed it was... I knew he was Israeli as well. Why did I think it was Greek?
But moving on from flags...
Yeah, what I was going to say was that Greek... Oh, look at this picture. How is that? I think he must have moved just at the last second. Neither AWPer hits each other, both coming unscathed, but Kree's there. Huge impact, finding his first 2 kills of the game, and that's really good for him to get himself on the board. But look at this aggression from Finest. The AWP is leading the charge. He's got his nice little angle, and Fascia's going to lose his life. Collateral, Excello, as you said, low down HP, and they're going for more. Krees is going to support his teammate, and everyone's trying to put their fingers in the pie. 4v2 now for Finest, and this is looking very nice for them.
Bird from Sky, though, rushing straight back up the ramp, but doesn't anticipate Anarchiz on the repeat. Dafu 1v4. Looking highly unlikely, but he still wants to get in on some of the action. They've got a good enough economy for him to take away some of these rifles, and he will do just that. The AWP has now been dropped, and he's hedging his bets towards short. That's a lovely frag.
Actually.
1v2 now, but he's on 22 health, and Twist, he comes in from the back lines, shuts him down, and it will be a second on the board for Finest, and they managed to retrieve an AWP. That's massive for them. Now, going into round number 8. It's going to be an interesting one here, as there is plenty of economy on both teams, but should the CTs lose this round, they are going to be left a little high and dry. The same can honestly be said for the T side.
Yeah, those last 2 kills actually were really, really important. They've done a fair dent in the economy. Just you saying, like, the CTs, they won't be able to buy up into this next round. They're really looking quite weak, and it will be a faster play, though. Look at Fasher, he's leading the charge. We haven't seen something quite like this from Ecstatic, and he's actually going to lose his life. Kreese, he's had a very slow start to the game, but as soon as he's come into his element, he is starting to own Ecstatic. There's a kill on the other side of the map, if I'm not mistaken. There's a trade in towards middle. Shocks for Fasher. And, oh wait, no, Shock just lost his life. I thought that was a trade. No, that was a huge kill for Ecstatic. They've got the whole of that mid control. They forced the rotations, but now they're going back towards this B bomb site. Twist, he's going to have to step up strong. A player I have been highlighting and hyping up so much going into this game. His time to shine should be now. Can he step up to the plate? And he does. He gets that first pick. Excello scoped in, flashed off. He will not find the frag. He's actually going to get traded out. Very nice from Bird from Sky. But look at this lurk. Dafu, he could find the timing of a lifetime. But actually, wait. Tom, look at this map. Ecstatic, they're running back to A. What is this?
I mean, I love the mid lurk there. But if they can't beat Krias on this ramp, it will all fall apart fairly quickly. Dafu, that's a great readjustment onto Plessum, though. Into the 3v2 we go. Finest unable to hold on to that man advantage. And Krias, he's in a devious position, as always, behind the sandbags. Will it get cleared? Not yet is the answer. He could be huge here. Only 20 seconds left, and look who has the bomb.
They're going to have to plant.
Yeah, the man coming up ramp is the man with the C4 in tow. But Krias! Oh my goodness, with a Glock! He wins the fight against Isurus with a Glock. That's appalling. Anarchiz now in a 1v3, and there's nothing he can do. Oh, Ecstatic. What a way to put the 6th on the board. That's unruly.
It got a little bit messy. It was honestly that mid-luck. That mid-luck would have won or lost them that round. And I feel like that's a very big theme for Vertigo, is that these mid-lucks from T-side, they're either really good or they just completely throw you around. Dafu, we see in this scenario, it wins them the round. He opens up the bomb site. Well, he opens up the map, allows them to go towards a bomb site. Twist only going 1-for-1 was very unfortunate. I think it was a very nice readjustment from Bird from Sky, because everyone got blinded, and then he was able to trade out his teammates. But it will be Ecstatic back on winning ways. And just as we were saying, because Finest lost those 2 players in the round prior, look at their economy. They'll be able to buy back into this, but it's not going to be maybe as healthy as they want. But honestly, that AWP save by Anarchiz is imperative. He's going to be able to bring us into this next round, but he's going to have to be the playmaker now. He's going to have to use this big green. And I want to see some duels between him and Excello. We haven't seen, we've seen AWP duels, but they seem to both miss. Yeah, like they seem to both miss when they shoot at each other. So I want to see something a little bit more. He's actually going towards short. Is he going to go for a peek? No, okay. The molly off. That was a very nice molly, and it is going to be a slower round being played out by Finest. Ecstatic as well, they're not bounding up ramp like they did in the round prior, but now I'm saying that they've actually walked through the smoke. They're right behind us. They're going to get flashed through. I don't think Finest are going to expect this.
I don't think they'll expect 3 players to be right there. No, and they don't. Fasher, that's gorgeous on the entry. Anarchiz falls immediately. And Krias, I don't know how he's still alive, but he's dancing around. He takes down Manx. He's looking for one onto Fasher as well, but forced to pull out the USP, and Zello brings it back to a even standing. Krias is so damn low, needs his teammates to come in and cover. Shocks with the smoke, needs to throw it sooner rather than later. As Ecstatic still retain their positioning on top ramp. Krias, that is a very risky position to be tucking into with low HP and an MP9. Yeah, spotted out by Fasher now. The spams keep coming through and he gets immediately removed. That was very ambitious, Freddy.
Oh, but Shocks though, he's trying to get the round and win it by himself. Unfortunately, all he's going to do there with that gamble play is just potentially lose the Twist. He's in this 1v3. That nade is going to do a fair bit of damage. The Molotov could finish it off. Excelo's being killed. We're now into 1v2. He knows a player is short, but that counter utility is Chris from the Danish side. Twist, he's got a kit and a smoke. There's a player in towards sandbags and a player in towards ramp. I'm not sure he's going to expect a double ramp because of the early presence that was shown in towards Gap there. But he's going to drop the smoke on the bomb. Not going to tap it straight out. Yeah, but you can see he's so tentative of Gap. Look at him just looking straight back. Ecstatic, they're both in towards ramp. That is actually going to be spammed through the smoke, and it's just this 1v1. I have no idea how Twist's going for this, and he's going to be sticking to the fuse fascia. He's spamming the smoke, and he will hit the shot. The Danish side, they claim 7th, and that got a little bit too close for comfort towards the end there, but the AWP will be retained, and it will be a 5-round lead garnered by the Danish squad now.
I gasped about 2 seconds too early. I thought there might be a chance in that defuse there, but a lovely spray from Fascia gets it back under control. Now, in the previous round, I definitely underestimated the CT economy, but going into this one, it's safe to say the half-buy is nowhere near as potent as Ecstatic's full investment. Zello, he's down to $0. It would be a bit of a nightmare if they were to lose this round. Of course, no loss bonus for them either, and it would just be up against MP9s and pistols. But bless him, my god, look at this early take. He's taken all of A ramp control, and with that smoke coming down, it will cut Ecstatic off. They can't push this, they have no idea how many players are behind it. And this will allow some readjustment from Finest. They can stack a few more towards mid and B. I like this play, but Plessen does give up all of that territory. So A is now once again an option, not that Ecstatic are too fussed about A just yet.
Yeah, I think what Ecstatic have been really showing this whole game is that they aren't committing anywhere towards the beginning, and it's become very clear when the rounds get into the later stages, when it's maybe like the 3v3s, they will just go anywhere, and it's working out for them. I'm very impressed from this T side, and I was talking to one of my friends yesterday, and he was like, oh yeah, we base our whole Nuke Ancient and Vertigo off Ecstatic, because it's just so clinical. Like, it's nothing about individual prowess, it's just all about their tactical abilities. You're seeing here, like, they're coming up, they don't even need to trade because they're all hitting their first shots against these pistols, but it's so methodical. The utility is isolating these 1v1s, players are having to walk through smokes, and it is just Anakez and Twist left alone. I don't see them doing too much, maybe a kill here or there, but to be fair, actually, look at the HP on the whole of Ecstatic. Everyone is tickling distance away, apart from Exello. I don't think they're going to reach the rewards, and it will just be these players saving for armor, but Anakez just saving the P250, 7 for Vibe, seeing if he can find a player. But all those, wait, is everyone going to survive there?
Just about.
How much is it that
It's only about 6 HP towards that corner maximum.
Oh, is it really?
Oh, okay. I was lying a little bit. It's more like 17, but
God,
yeah, Vertigo has. I think Vertigo has the second lowest bomb radius in the game.
Nuke must be first.
Nuke is first.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you could stand on the bomb and probably survive.
You know, I've stood behind Silo on B site before as the bomb's been planted mid site, and I've survived even though I was only on 50 HP. It's crazy.
Like, you stand in in control and you survive. I think on like 30, regardless of where it's planted. It's actually kind of ridiculous. I quite like it. I think it's a bit neat. Oh no, that.
Good lord.
That is such a read. Okay, I've noticed this. Finest have always been sending a player in towards Gap, but yeah, Anakez with the AWP, and they've somehow, because that's quite a hard read to have, because they're not even peeking off it. They're just kind of sending a player early there, and they have been now demoralized with that double nade. Plessen will be replacing his team, but what an astronomical read from this Ecstatic team there, and I think like that's the God from Sky brain coming out.
I mean, Anakez is going to be thanking his lucky stars that this is the first round he's not played there. His teammates soaked up all the damage for him. Anakez, he's going to make up for it by walking straight into the molly, taking 40 damage almost immediately, and then Zello shuts him down with the AWP. Kriaz, with his low HP, will be favouring the big green here, or rather a very fancy AWP Desert Hydra, and he will catch Zello off guard. But Plessen, he's right in front of you! Third from Sky, not afraid to be. An entry fragger once again catches Plessen off guard. 4 versus 3 scenario ensues, and Twist is trying to pick up the pieces here, but it looks as if they've already backed all the way down ramp, and it's going to be onto the head of Shocks. This is a tough angle to deal with, and with him being so crouched, if they don't check him, there could be trouble. He hears all of these footsteps now, and they're not going to clear him at all.
Wait.
This could be absolutely huge.
Oh my God.
He sees one, he sees two.
got two.
The spray down is gorgeous. Oh my God! Shox has won the entire round. It's a 4-man spray down. 3 on the board to Finest, and that is absolutely astronomical for this Swedish side. Good Lord!
That was unbelievable, Tom. That is the play that they needed. That has stopped the momentum of Ecstatic. Because in my head, I was like, Shox, he has to at least get 2 or 3 here because there's no rotation. It's a 4v3. Like, he has to make it even. But this is unreal. Look. 3 players are 100 HP as well. Very luckily, he kills all of them first. And then Bird from Sky, not normally an AWP, is dealt with last. And that is wonderful. The Estonian player. And speaking of Estonians, did you just see my good old boy Fates just went to America?
Yeah, Fates. He's playing for Strife now. There was
just got signed to America, and that's really cool. And it's really nice to see that these EU talents go over. And he's definitely sitting there and being like, you know what, you my Estonian brother, very nice done. But like for Ecstatic, the mentality as well. That's such a hard round to lose. And one thing I want to highlight as well, that I think I highlighted at the beginning of the game, is that these AWPers, this team on Finest, Anakez can AWP, Creas can AWP, and Plessen can AWP. And I was talking about AWPers, and yes, he can, baby. He's going for more, but he's going to get smoked off. So when I saw Creas pick up that AWP there, I was like, you know what? He's actually probably going to get a kill with this. And then he does better. He actually kills the AWPer. A Bird from Sky, 2nd round in a row. He's not going to find success building the big green. And Finest, they've got this new confidence out of nowhere now.
Yeah, I reckon winning that last round would just... okay.
Okay, never mind.
I'm going to move on from analysis. Yeah. Fasher, that was pretty saucy. And Dafu, I mean, he has been left in the 1v3. It's an unfortunate scenario to be plunged into. Might want to consider chucking a few weapons off the elevator shaft. It would be best not to give up that AK. I don't think Finest will be playing a double up setup. Anakis has been doing pretty well on his own with that so far. Yeah. And Creas has been able to pick up when needed. But yeah, Dafu, he will be making his way in towards middle. And it's actually Twist on the AWP this time.
Apparently everyone can AWP on this team now.
I think everyone on the server. I mean, even from Sky. He's no blame F, but he entries with AWPs, rifles, all the jazz.
But it's the thing there that Bird from Sky, even though there's 4 players alive, he's opted to pick up that AWP. Like, he's the one picking up the AWP. So I'm not sure if that, because like the round prior, fair enough, everyone was high HP, he wasn't. Also talking about AWPs, I'm interested to see. It's getting a little bit late in the half, but I think partially because Fire's economy has been so skew with this whole game. Will Pleasant pick up an AWP mid? Because he totally could.
Well, yeah, he could do, but I don't think they've actually needed anyone in mid so far. There's been one mid
tested like once or twice, and like he got tested very early on, and then the Dafu mid lurk and spin it, and then that round.
Yeah, other than that, it's been pretty quiet everywhere except a ramp, which seems to be Ecstatic's playground. And they look to make a play with 4 pistols and a fast push in just a couple of moments. Fasher on 100 HP and a Galil won't need to be activated just yet, as it's Manx on the Tech 9 with Fasher onto Creas. And Anarchist, full blinded onto Bird from Sky. Very unfortunate for the IGL. Blessin finds one more, and this could well be a bridge too far with just the with just a lot of pistols. But Fasher, he's gonna shut me up. We're down to a 3v3 now. 2 rifles picked up. Bomb hasn't gone down, but Zello is in the perfect position to do so. Molotov clears out nobody. Fasher coming back up the ramp, trying to help one out, and Anarchist's barrel will definitely be sticking out. Something he needs to be very careful of here, as Dafu edges his way round this corner.
This could get quite dangerous for Finest, actually. These close-range deagles and now upgraded weapons can cause some havoc. The clock is just ticking down. Neither team is wanting to overface. But that's going to be the bomb in the hands of Finest. Anarchist, he spots the little arm of that Ecstatic player. But wait, he gets caught asleep. Hold on a second. Fasher has just caught this Israeli AWPer sleeping. And it is just now Dafu left in this 1v2. He's going to get neutralized. And that got a little bit close on the basis that Anarchist just got caught a little bit sleeping there. And I think the reason, who was it on the bot who had the who had the bomb on site, is that they were crouching, and when you crouch, you actually reveal more of yourself, that you spread out a tiny bit more. But there as well in that round, Pleasant being in towards shore, that scared me a lot. I call that no man's land, and the fact he even got a kill is very impressive because you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. No one can support you. If they come onto site, you have to just pray they don't come short and pincer you. But it will be 2 rounds left this half, and Ecstatic, they're choosing just to eco this one, and that nade isn't going to find as much as it potentially could have. But this A bomb site, it's been hit over and over again, Tom, hasn't it?
I do want to see more mid presence from this Ecstatic team, because only
it worked when they did.
Yeah, no, I mean it worked when they did, but with just those pistols, it often is the best method to just run out mid and maybe pick off that one rifler. You can flood in towards B from Guardian. You can even do a 3-2 setup, 2 going up the B stairs, 3 running in through middle. If they just had a couple of smokes, they'd be able to smoke off both CT and Elevator, isolating that fight towards Guardian. And we just haven't really seen any versatility in strategy here. There was one round where it was get 3 kills on A, run B, and then, oh no, we lost all 4 players to one person hiding in like a gimmick spot.
You ask and it happens. But wait, both the AWPers are here. Anakez, he's going to get leg dropped down, is going to survive. But Tom, you ask and thou shall be granted. Excello, though, he's going to win that AWP battle. The Romanian AWPer, I feel like I haven't seen too much from him this game. He hasn't been that explosive because he didn't need to be. And then when they started losing, it wasn't that apparent. But Bird from Sky, a spam through the smoke, I assume, in towards ramp. Very unfortunate for Krias there. And it is just going to be this 2-man advantage for Ecstatic. But to be honest, we've seen this happen, and it's gone very wrong. Because Shocks, he's going to be in a position to take the round by the scruff of its neck once again. Oh, he missed his jump though. They're going to hear that. He's going to run off. Dafu, he could have a timing hit, and he does. I think this is his round to take. Pleasant, this is going to be a kill here, right? Whoever wins this kill, and it's actually been Pleasant. It was that kill. Whoever wins it wins the round. And it's just all of a sudden made Finest a lot more contendable. And they're going to be going towards a bomb site. No one's there instantly. But it is going to be these 2 players going for the retake. They've got 2 kits, 3 flashes now. A smoke and a nade, definitely winnable. But Pleasant, it's up close and personal, Tom. And he could put a stop to this before it even starts.
Yeah, sitting on the back of the bomb site, he's now got 2 utility players running at him. He is the first, but Manx will cut him down. Still 30 seconds to play with, but Shocks will fell the man, leaving him in a 1v1 with Zello. But he has no idea that Zello is still on this site. He's hedging his bets towards CT. He's making sure he's not been flanked. And this is beautiful from Zello.
It's working.
I know, he's biding his time, making him think like it's a rotation back over towards the opposite site. This is fantastic. Zello just needs to get the bomb down as soon as possible. And we talk about players not having impact. The highest rated player on the side of Finest is Anarchist on the AWP. 1.13. He's really not showing up to the same capacity that's expected of him. But Zello, if he can win this one, it would be a huge end to the half. After a flurry of rounds, put Ecstatic at 8-3. They now let things slip to an 8-6, and they desperately need to put 9 on the board. T-side is their favourite side by far. If they let things slip too far, it could all be over. But on an AWP here for Zello, it's going to be difficult. He does trade to the rifle. He's spamming on through, but Shocks. No, he sticks the defuse!
Oh, man.
It's 8-7 to Ecstatic as Finest mount an insurmountable comeback. And well, that is a little bit awkward there for Ecstatic. We were praising them so heavily, and for things to show up, well, that badly towards the end, it's quite worrying. But just quickly, shout out to our partners over at AstroPay. They're an online payment brand accepted on over 1,000 sites that allows you to pay in your local currency easily and securely. So go check them out should that interest you. But yeah, well, Ecstatic will be interested in winning this pistol round. But a fun stat for you there, Freddie. Only a 44% win on their pistol rounds in this map. And with them already winning the T-side pistol, will they be able to replicate their success on the defense?
That, not even T-side, right? Like, overall, their pistol round win rate, like, in any map is really low, isn't it? I was looking at that this morning, and it is going to be this just flurry of aggression right now, and Finest, they're going to come out with the man advantage. The rotations have come in. All 3 players pretty much are on the same bomb site, and Bird from Sky is going to lead the charge, but Shocks, he has been stepping up in a glorious fashion. 2 kills for him there, solidifying the 8 for Finest, and Manx just left alone. a player I feel like I haven't seen do anything all game. He's going to get a kill on the retreat there, but I don't see him getting too much. That is wonderful. This Estonian player, he has had impact left, right, and center. And if he can continue this form in firstly this map and in the rest of the series, Ecstatic could be in for a very grueling task.
Yeah, and as I said, CT side is not their favoured side on this map. This is going to be pretty rough, having to give up the first two.
Because it's the flip side, isn't it? That the CT side is Finest's preferred half. Their T side is not as good though. So it's kind of.
I mean, they're pretty 50-50.
Neither team is on their preferred sides right now. And by and large, I'd say that Vertigo has been more of a city-sided map in these past few months, and that has shown with a few with statistics of it, like it being favoured by 53% or so. But I still think it can be very contestable, especially these two teams, and especially if Finest get an early lead in a very clean fashion, because if they keep all 5 players alive right now, which they are looking to do, a little bit close there, Twist, but 9-9, all 5 players alive, they've built the economy a little bit now. Pinnacle odds are dead even, and if you want to go take advantage of these odds, you can head over to our partners at Pinnacle, click on the banner below, but make sure you bet in a fun and safe environment. What you can afford, when you can afford, and make sure you're over 18. But Tom, I think we've got a game on our hands.
We certainly do. Now, take us back, let's say, 4 months ago, Freddie. Maybe 5, but let's go for 4. I think Ecstatic take this 2-0, no problems. They would dominate on their own map pick of Vertigo, and then
Finest won a team 4 months ago, really were.
I mean,
yeah, that's also the one thing to talk about. It's a newer team.
They are the newer team, and also, if we look at Dust 2, they've played it 6 times and they've only won it once. As you said, it's a punish pick, but I believe the prowess of the Ecstatic squad a couple of months ago would have made this a very easy, clean 2-0. Now I'm looking at this. Finest, they may have lost some advantage in this round, but they're up 9-8. Ecstatic struggle on their CT side.
Wait, he slipped through.
Oh, that's unlucky. Could have been something cool there, but Fasher shuts down Pleasant in the nick of time. Does have 3 more players to deal with, and that's a brilliant start. Follows up onto another. Oh, Fasher, that's lovely. Krias eventually trades him out with a Mac 10. The bird from Sky swoops on him and takes round number 9 for Ecstatic. 18 in total. And they do even up the scoreline with 4 players left alive. That's a big round for the CTs to be winning. But yeah, I was saying we are still very much at risk of a 2-0 series here for Finest, which I would definitely consider a big upset.
Yeah, it's definitely it's good to see Fasher from Ecstatic's point of view finally take charge in terms of fragging for Ecstatic. He's obviously one of the best. He is the best player on this roster when it comes to just pure stats, and that gets shown consistently. So it's good for the Danish side, but it's kind of a little bit worrying for the Swedish side when the one player you don't want coming alive is starting to get into this game. And for Finest, I feel like they have the ability for anyone to pop off, especially in the group stages. We saw not Anakez play well. Well, he played well, but he was the 4th rated player in his team with Twist, Plesson, and Shocks all above him. And that's not normally the case. So with Finest, I'm interested to see who will be able to take the charge in fragging. And so far it's been Shocks. I just don't know if he's going to be able to continue on this T side. He did it on Pistol, but we haven't seen too much from him since. And with a lot of rounds to go and another gun round out here, I feel like this round in particular is going to be a big swing round.
Yeah, definitely. And with that, both teams hoping it swings in their favour. Pleasant, oh my goodness, gets stinked, but still lands the conversion. And Fasher will trade him out with the HE. Great grenade. Anika's now prodding his way towards short. That's a big risk going for the crab walk angle, but he gets it through anyway. And not only that, he gets Cello completely off guard. Fasher's too far forward, and now he's got no one to trade frag him. This round has completely collapsed for Ecstatic. As soon as they lose that short control, they lose the entire round. A Twist. Oh, he's gone for the mid lurk that I was
that's unfortunate.
Praising a lot, but Manx does catch him off guard. Yeah, an unfortunate set of circumstances, but it is still the man advantage here for the Swedes. And Anika's, oh, he's an AWPer, he's a rifler. He can be whatever you want him to be, as Manx is now left in a dastardly 1v3. And yeah, that is realistically going to be the round. 10 on the board
mean,
for Finest,
yeah.
and things are slowly slipping out of the grip of Ecstatic.
It's that play by Anarchez there. It's that literally one kill solidifies the round for Finest. They seem like they were going for a play towards ramp. You saw both Exelo and was it Fascia?
Fascia, they both just get mowed.
Yeah, but they were both walking towards ramp in some fashion.
Oh no!
And that is such a huge frag. Look at the economy. Nothing's being saved over in this next round. And Finest, and not a scenario I would have expected, but Finest have got a round advantage. They're the first team to hit double digits. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first time ever in the game they've got the lead.
Yes, I do believe this is the first time they've actually managed to snatch the lead. They've had a couple of equalised scorelines,
but never the lead. And
they're looking to hold on to that as they go fast up towards A ramp again. In fact, I say fast, it is just going to be a bit of utility, and that is going to draw a little bit of presence here. In fact, 3 CTs stacked up towards short.
Oh, that could be dangerous.
It could be dangerous, but it looks as if Finest might not actually want to finish here. I mean, they're just sitting here with early presence. They're trying to draw these CTs into a push, and they've done very well with it. It will be an interesting debacle. Bit of team damage coming through, but Anarchez, well, he's just farming eco-frags. He's loving life. That will be 11 on the board for Finest. Of course it would be. It's just the USPs for Ecstatic. But now they have a firm chance, according to Pinnacle as well, of stealing away this map pick of Ecstatic. For the first time as well, the odds are now almost heavily favouring the Swedish side. As Ecstatic, they just let too much slip. We have to remember, they were 8-3 up, and then they lose a just ridiculous round to a solo play from, I believe it was Shocks, hiding down towards the sandbags of the B stairs. And then they just crumble. Their mentality, it crumbles. Their strategy, it doesn't diversify. And they keep running the same A-ramp play 4 rounds in a row, lose all 4 of them. And now look where we are. Finest are picking up a 2-round lead, and they're looking to continue this streak as they are just a stronger team right now.
Can I just say the fall from grace for Ecstatic? Like, going into this year, and even still, like, after the player break, they were still looking good. If I'm not mistaken, in the first tournament coming back, they were, it was the bit, because it was the,
Thunder pick.
The Thunder pick that came second, and they only lost it, and they only lost to an informed K23. They were doing really, really well, and then this roster change has just shook them to the core. They've got 2-round disadvantage on one of their best maps. Their map pick as well against Finest. A map Finest aren't really known for, but that's a nice little snazzy boost they were doing in towards Speed Bomb site. Either way, 50 seconds left, and it's a complete just 5v5. Nothing's really happened across the map, but this aggressive angle from Exelo, it's either going to grant them and warrant them the round. Oh my god, wait, I've just noticed they've got a 4-man stack towards the Speed Bomb side. This is a full gamble. Exelo will see a jumping player, so the rotation will come over. That Molotov is going to be really good to slow them down, but Tom, time's ticking down. There's 30 seconds left.
Yeah, Twist is somehow still lurking towards his B site. He's going to try and keep 2 players here. No, I don't think he even needs to... Okay, he definitely needs a kill. They've run all the way back to B. Manx finds the first. There's 15 seconds, and it's going to be a save call.
Right.
Oh, that's messy. That's very messy. They should have firmed the A push. That would have netted them the round more than likely. Ecstatic hadn't been able to fully rotate in yet. And I don't really know what's just happened. They leave things so late. Their aggression was netting them so much success, and as soon as they put on the brakes, Ecstatic, they slowly find their form. The fact that there was only a single player in Cello marking the entirety of that A-bomb site, it was a big risk, but somehow it pays off.
I'm actually just shocked of what I've just seen. Like, what did they... Everything looked like it was going well, and I feel like the problem there is I could be laying the blame on Twist, I think, there. The IGL just not firming his decision, and I think that could be very unfortunate for, say, the other players this roster. That's a lot of utility damage early on. Across the map, actually, but look at this. Max, he's going to get tested as well in towards middle. The Molotov will force Staffy towards B. Bomb side. Plenty's going to open it up. They seem to know where Max is. He's going to get the first, but quickly traded out. And back to winning ways. Finest, they've got this bomb site. They're going to get the bomb down. And it's a man advantage very early on this round for them.
Yeah, again, the faster pace is what nets this team their rounds. Shock's now peering in through mid on the rear flank. This could be absolutely huge. Twist, though, finds Fasher now into the 2v4, and they still haven't dealt with this mid flank. They're peeking back into it. They're aware it's a possibility, and Zello does cut the man down. But in this 2v3, yeah, they're not going to have the opportunity to cut things through. Lovely stuff from Anikes. A bird from Sky, last alive, could go down here, and he will. That's a complete cleanup from Finest. And this is a map that they've only won once. They've played it 5 times. 1 win. A 52% CT side distribution in terms of round count. But by no means should Ecstatic be falling to the wayside this easily. 2 rounds down after 5 rounds up. And they're finally going to call themselves a timeout. The only one we've seen so far was from Team Finest after that Shock's play. But yeah, it's just steamrolling at this point.
Yeah, so there, very nice round from Finest. It's just the fact that Anikes is lurking towards A with the AWP, and actually it works as well. He gets those last 2 kills, and because of those last 2 kills, there's an AWP as well. Xelo's not going to have that in this round. I'm not sure. Yeah, their lost bonus for next round's 2,400, so they may as well just buy on 2K. Potentially, you might see a Hero A1S come out from Fasher here, because he's had a few good rounds, but I don't think he's been consistent enough to warrant that Hero A1S. Oh, never mind. They're buying fully into it. The problem with this is, I was going to say, you're going to have 2 players on low economy because you had Xelo, Fasher, and Manx who all had money, and then Dafu and Bird from Sky had like 3K. And because of that, we're going to see a FAMAS and Deagle. But look at the utility across the board. It is scarce. There's 2 Molotovs. 2 Molotovs on Vertigo. Yeah. That's not good. That's really bad.
Bird from Sky and Dafu are realistically going to be relegated to support positions here because they're the ones with heavy util and not great weaponry. That may encourage the rest of Ecstatic to go for more dangerous than normal peaks. And if that does happen, they could well get cut down by just the sheer velocity of how Finest are playing right now. But they have been cut off by their smokes at least temporarily. And this will buy Ecstatic a little bit of time. They hear presence of 2 towards the bottom of A ramp. But the bomb, for the time being, has been dropped in connector. Minute 30, and already a slower round than we've seen from Finest on most of their wins. Can we see this, cobbled together buy from Ecstatic being the one to pull out on top? Again, utility being expended, and actually Anikes has a lot of his health taken away from him as well. It's a surprising shot there from Zello, and Manx fails Krias, getting a bit too over-aggressive on his own towards B. No trade potential, but 2 mid players coming in on the rear flank.
They're going to hit them both.
And Dafu, oh no. Oh, this is rocky, but Manx does manage to cut down. Twist, he doesn't realise Shox is there as well. Tries to jump off of his as he's reloading, but Finest now have the man advantage.
That is a wonderful mid-play from Shox and Twist. I thought Twist was going to net himself both those frags, but honestly, clinical. Even though they had the man deficit, playing that 2B setup is really good. The problem is, I feel like that could have been the worst possible round to do it, because they've picked the round where Finest played 2 people middle. Very unfortunate. I think Finest have got really lucky there, because Krias, he's not going to have that ability to be dug out like that. He got saved because of his team there. He could have single-handedly lost them this round, just giving up an early pick like that. But because of that 2 mid play, it saved him a lot there. And it will be exciting. Just only saving these 2 players. The AWP will be carried over in the next round. Bird from Sky. This man's a new AWP for the team, I think.
Well, Bird from Sky is often praised as one of the greatest IGLs of the Danish Tier 2 scene. But if we look at the disparity between calls here, there have been some fantastic T-side calls from this side of Finest. But when we look at everything after the initial 10 rounds...
Yeah, it was 8-3, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 8-3. But after that 8-3 scoreline, we see absolutely no adaptation from Ecstatic. They keep running the same plays. Even the play that nets them that sort of opening loss that allows for the snowballing for Team Finest... It was just odd. And Bird from Sky, apparently he is an AWP, does find the opening frag onto the AWP of Anikes, but bless him, he's opened up quite nicely onto this B bomb site. It should be another round in the bag for Finest, and that will put them onto 14. This is looking just deplorable for Ecstatic. Nothing like what we've seen from them in the past. Just a huge sway. And yeah, Bird from Sky, I'm not entirely sure as T-sides are holding up anymore. This is, of course, going to be a little bit of a testament to the fact they've had a new player on the roster for 17 days. But, oh no, sorry, not 17 days, for a month now. No, it is 17 days.
No, I was going to say it's 17 days. But the one thing I do want to say about that is that I think, even though it says like on HLTV and it's like 17 days, without a shadow of a doubt, I feel like it would have been close to three times that amount would have been played with this player. Like, especially especially working with someone like Royals, I know that they've been when you pick up a player, you practice with them so much, and then it also just doesn't get announced sometimes. Like, yeah. I've seen teams play officials with players, and it's like, oh yeah, we haven't actually announced him yet, but he's playing an official with us, and he's practiced with us for like a month. But either way, very short. And the one thing about Ecstatic, I was like, they haven't been playing too many officials. Okay, they're practicing. Bird from Sky is going to be very dangerous, and I'm seeing the absolute opposite from this. Bird from Sky being called off here. He has got a smoke in hand. He's going to drop that at his feet. But the Molotov misses and the smoke misses, and that Molotov is then going to actually push him back into that smoke. I have no idea what's happening. He's going to lose his life. It's the man advantage for Finest. Fashion, the re-aggression. It's absolutely imperative. He grants himself a first kill, and he's going for more. How has he been allowed to get that second one for free?
I'm not sure, but it's a lifeline for Ecstatic. If they don't win this round, it will just be the end of the game, effectively. Their economy's in the bin. Fasha, full blinded, gives up his position with the spray. The spam comes through from Shulks, but he won't quite be able to catch him. He will be re-aggressing, though, as Fasha will. Oh my god, he pulls out the bomb! Why had he done that? Fasha's picked up 2 more, and it's all down to Twist. He bags Fasha, finally putting an end to his reign of terror. 4 kills in the round, almost the ace. But thankfully, the trade comes in quite quickly. 11 on the board now for Ecstatic. They're not done fighting yet, but they've only managed to put up 3 rounds total on their city side. None of them threaded together. This has to be a second round in a row. Otherwise, Ecstatic, again, are just giving up far too much to this Finest squad. And Finest will be calling a timeout here.
Tom, can I just say something?
And you may.
Shox has got 2 kills this half.
Ooh, that's a bit rocky.
That's really rocky. I've just noticed that, because remember I was saying how he was on 15 after the pistol round? He's on 15 still. That is really rocky. I think what saved him a little bit is potentially that a player like Twist has started to step up. He had a really slow CT side. That could be because he is the B anchor, and they went A every round. So a little bit unfortunate for him. But yeah, he hasn't been seen at all on T side. So I'll be interested to see if Shox can step up a little bit. And one thing I want to say about that round from Fasha is that I don't think that round is at all repeatable, on the pure basis that he just swung and all those 4 kills were completely dry.
Yeah.
The first 2 had no support. He's literally just swung ramp, and especially that second kill on Grease, I don't know how he's been allowed to do that. Like, the first one, okay, fair enough, nice little re-aggression. You've caught a player off guard. The second one, he stood in the open. No one's really realised he's still there, and he's been gifted a second. The third and fourth kill, at least he had support, and he got a little bit lucky with Shox dropping the bomb on that timing. But that's not a round that Ecstatic can replicate. So I'm interested to see how they can play this this half, because also 2 of the CT rounds have been because Fasha's got a 4K.
Also, just talking about replicating success, I reckon one of the reasons Wolfie would have got burnt out is because Ecstatic just weren't able to replicate any of their success from the end of last year, start of this year. It was 3 months of just very rocky results. I mean, they managed to get a 3rd, 4th finish in Pinnacle Winter, and as you said, Thunder.
They were invited though, weren't they? And that
was they were invited.
Yeah, they got invited to the quarters and then beat Ugentium. Honestly, Ugentium, great team, but like, that's not a quarterfinal team. Ecstatic has to be beating that team, so they've got 3rd, 4th after beating a tier 3 Polish team.
Exactly, and it just looks so harsh. I can understand why Wolfie would want to go back home, take a quick rest from Counter-Strike, because I mean, similarly to, was it Obo on Complexity? He had to leave. He couldn't deal with being away from home for so long. A lot of these players are very young. Wolfie is no different here. And enough of my overanalysis. Twist is going to spam Max down through the wall.
That's actually huge.
And yeah, that's a very worrying entry frag. They also force a shot out the AWPer, so they know there was 2 players on B. They know one of them is AWPing in Anikas. Oh, I think he does get jump spotted by Basher there. Nade will fall on down. Pleasant eats a bit of that. Very lucky to still be alive here. But as we head into round number 26, the home stretch of this game, the home stretch for Finest, as they just need 2 more rounds for a victory.
We've seen this round before, Tom. We've seen this round before. 4 players, 3 towards the B-bomb site. We've seen this round before.
Oh,
Fasher,
no!
He's going to be eliminated. He is the one player I feel like has to stay alive for them to have any chance. And yeah, I feel like we've gone over that fact a little bit too quickly. Ecstatic have won 3 CT rounds. 2 of them are on the pure basis of Fasher getting a 4K.
Man, it's crazy. It's rough that Fasher has to do that much.
And then the other one is because Finest just outplayed themselves.
Yeah, yeah, they just let the timer run down.
Yeah, like
one kill in the whole round, and then everyone goes to save. It was like a very VP round there, a very Jane time round. As Zello is trying to do now with that AWP. But yeah, again, it's 15 now for the Swedes, and I don't see any reasonable justification to support a comeback here from Ecstatic. They've just been so down and out. Even the Pinnacle odds support it. But very quickly, ladies and gents, if you've seen any skin that you fancy on the server today, and I tell you, there've been a lot of fancy ones on display, you can head on over to cs.money, grab yourself a 40% deposit bonus, and click on the banner down below in the description if you want to be taken there, or just type in cs.money. It's an easy URL, and there's an easy way of getting yourself some fancy skins. And yeah, that's a lovely flash.
An awesome flash.
That's the same flash they used to run boost Rops around the edge, only for him to get immediately shot out of the sky.
Nice. I actually bought a new knife. I put like £50 into it because I had a knife. The shadow daggers have been retired. The bayonet freehand is the new shadow daggers. And I've turned the new leaf in my chapter, but a new leaf in the Book of Finest, and Pleasant on the other side of the map that we're watching. He's got to pick towards the A bomb site. He might be getting a second as well, because I'm looking at the minimap. Ash is pushing down ramp. But now we're over towards the B bomb site. Max has been traded, and I'm just looking at the minimap because there's 2 players in a smoke. Basher is going to expect them, and he doesn't. Bless him. He's got a 2K there, and he's opened up this round. I think this is the nail in the coffin. Finest have somehow taken Vertigo off Ecstatic at the beginning of the series. We'll be heading over to Dust 2 very soon, but Pleasant, looking so close and personal. He's gone for 3, and this is absolutely wonderful. Can he get the 4th onto Dafu? No, he won't. 26 HP, that is so unfortunate. But the Swedish European mix of Finest have taken down Ecstatic on Vertigo, Tom.
Oh, Freddie, this team needs some significant reinvigoration. We've seen nothing from them here over on Vertigo. Cool, you got 8 rounds on your T side. That's a statistic that is fairly in line with what you can achieve, but they should have easily hit 10, 11 rounds on that T side. They crumble, and it's tough to watch. And even on their player cams, you can see they look down and out from the middle of that first half, even when they're up. And no amount of their Red Bull fridges will be able to give them the energy to compete over on Dust 2. At least that's my opinion. But ladies and gents, we will be throwing to a quick break. We'll be back with you within 5 to 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere, and we'll see what Dust 2 can bring.
Withdrawing with AstroPay is really simple. Go to your favorite site and choose AstroPay as withdrawal method. Then type the amount that you want to withdraw, type your mobile number, and click on the Confirm button. Now, enter your wallet with your usual credentials and your money is available in your wallet now. Decide if you want to extract money or buy on your favorite sites. Get the app in your favorite store or visit us at www.astropay.com.
Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Map 2 of our first series of the main Swiss. Well, things are looking pretty rough for Ecstatic right now. They basically threw away their own map pick, and they're now over onto a map that they have played once, and it went very poorly for them. Admittedly, Finest have played it 6 times, and the majority of those times have also gone very poorly for them. They've only won it once. But, yeah, they definitely have more experience. They have a deeper map, a deeper depth in strategy. And, yeah, I mean, I reckon this could be a 2-0 for the underdog team here, Freddie. I don't really have high hopes for Ecstatic here.
Yeah, because this is a great punish pick. If you look over at Ecstatic, they have 0 experience on both Dust 2 and Mirage, so they have to ban one of them, and Finance have just picked the other one. They've completely just counter-picked into this and punish-picked into this team, and it's already proving successful. Creed, he's going to find this entry flag eventually, a little bit scrappy, but Shocks, he's a pistol legend right now. He's tapping away. He's done a lot of damage. But wait, hold on a second. Fashion put it in 3v2 now. These kills are just flowing so quickly, I can't even keep up with them. But Finest, they have the bomb down. It's going for a post plum. Both these T players are in from mid doors. Bird from Sky does have a kit, but he's not the one on the bomb. Basher tapped the bomb. He's got off it. And it is actually going to be this 1v2 now. And somehow, Ecstatic have just won a 4v2. I have no idea how that's happened. Both players with 23 HP combined. And this Danish team will pick up the first round on Dust 2.
Well, that's actually very worrying for Finest. They have
What just happened, Tom?
I don't really know, but they only have 38% T-side round distribution on the side of Finest, and they've just lost that pistol, and they normally have pretty decent pistols on Dust 2, a 75% win rate compared to the now 33 of Ecstatic. This could well be exactly what Ecstatic needs to get back into this series. It's clearly a map that they've at least practiced, and Zello, unfortunate miss towards top there. Top mid, top suicide. But unfortunately no suicides today for Ecstatic, and it will still be a scoped battle. Anika's on the scout, the weaker weapon here, is allowed to fall away.
Did someone get a knife kill?
No.
Wait, so has Fasher dropped the orb?
I think Fasher dropped the orb.
I'm struck. How has he got okay, either way, I don't know how Xenos bought anyone else an orb then. That's confusing, but he's got this AWP. He's going to have to find contact in a bit of impact here. But Tom, already signed. Maybe because Finest, they keep on winning these pistol rounds but never win the game. Maybe this is the play. Maybe losing the pistol rounds is what's going to grant them a victory. And maybe we will see a bit of a switcheroo coming into this game, because I was going to say, if you look over at their only win, they only won 1 pistol round. So maybe, all a ruse. But Fasher, he's going to get spotted out and it's just going to drop down. The A1S, they have very little head armor on this Ecstatic team. Only 1 player with head armor. So these Galils, they could get very dangerous. But Fasher, he was playing very well on Vertigo, is going to continue his form. However, this could get a little bit perilous. Bird from Sky. Oh, Bird from Sky. Bird from Sky, you're whiffing. And it's now out of nowhere a 3v2. Excella got taken down on long, and that is absolutely abysmal from the IGL right there. Dafu and Mangs, they're looking to pick up the pieces, but they're not going to be able to. The orb being retrieved, and Anakez is going to put it to good use. Finest, they convert the second round, and the force fight wars go in their favour.
Alright, in fairness, Bird from Sky was completely full-blinded. Like, there was nothing he could really do there. Honestly, if he just sat and waited out the flashbang, he would have done much better. But on the flip side, Zello is incredibly disappointing. He's given a second round AWP. That is a big responsibility. Whiffs at least 5 shots. Doesn't get a single kill. Taken down to 1 measly point of health. And then gets nothing done at all on the A side. He should have been the one saving Bird from Sky. But Anakez, again, removing Zello from play. He's had no impact on Dust 2 so far. And Kriaz is left to pick up the pieces. It is now a 5 versus 3. As the pieces of Ecstatic very much falling out of place. Shocks with a Mach 10 as well, looking to farm up some eco-frags on the opposite site. I mean, again, I don't have high hopes for this Dust 2 for Ecstatic. From Sky, narrowly misses Twist as he jumps around after dropping the hinge smoke. But yeah, this should be a second round on the board to the T side.
Yeah, this is looking really, really good for Finest, and it's the worry of buying AWP second round because Excello, he didn't find any like impact of that AWP. He then dies. Anarchez picks it up in that second round, gets a kill with it, and then in this round he got a very early frag onto the Romanian AWPer, and then well, actually even before that, I was gonna say he tagged Daffy down to 12 HP through those mid doors. Really, really good. He's been able to drop it over to Krias, who's low HP. So
Ooh.
a tag there. Not sure it's going to accumulate too much.
Sorry, I thought that was an AWP. I just forgot they lost it in the last round, didn't
Yeah,
they?
I was going to say, if they add another AWP in this round, I'd be very impressed. And yeah, as like that bird from Sky whiff. Blind, a little bit unlucky, but as you said, he should have just waited out the flash. Like, bit of panic there. Not sure what was happening. Little bit unfortunate, and that could be just foreshadowing what's going to come, because Finest, they're on their second round now. They're doing pretty tasty. I'm very impressed with them.
Sorry, someone's just put in chat blind from Sky.
Blind from Sky. That is actually incredible.
I mean, yeah, he was so white. He was basically a ghost at that point.
It's sad to see someone who I do hold in regard to be very, 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 very tactically just amazing. Not like his fall from grace from Ecstatic is just unbelievable.
Yeah, no, it is harder to watch with with every event they attend, especially with losing to Astralis talent on LAN, man. That is a tough pill to swallow, especially, no doubt, for the Ecstatic team. It's going to be a difficult one to recover from, and with that being so fresh in their minds, no doubt that's still going to be a mental factor coming into this series. But yeah, I do hope they can get something better working with this lineup. But what a lovely flick upwards from Anarchez. It is against Defo on a pistol, but either way, that's a tough one to hit. It's crispy, and he's definitely come into his element coming into the latter stages of that first map, and definitely on Dust 2. He's had huge impact.
He just got 2.
Oh my goodness! What? Okay.
Right. Wait, Shock's getting run down, and he's going to get traded out as well. 2v2 now. The bomb might be claimed by Ecstatic. Are they going to realize it's here? Bird from Sky's going to spot it out. He's got the AWP. Xello with the AK.
Oh, it's all down to timing.
He's going to be peeking in towards T-Spawn. Krias, he's going to spot him out, but he misses the shot. He misses the mark, and he's going to get support from his teammate now. Krias, he could be in a bit of trouble here. That nade is going to do so much damage. Xello is going to be firing him off. No one can kill each other. That Molotov's going to do very well as well. And it is going to be reclaimed. That got a little bit toasty, I can't lie for a second. But Finest, they will be onto a third. And that eco proved very, very troublesome for the Swedish side, doing a little bit of economy damage. However, the AWP from second round is still in play, may I add.
Yeah, it's crazy how much impact that lone AWP has had. Anyway, moving into the 5th round. I mean, I'm still not brimming with confidence for this Ecstatic side, Freddie.
Neither. Again, like it's ridiculous in my opinion.
Yeah,
look at this. Oh, the flashbangs! It's Chris.
Okay, it's messy. Bird from Sky actually finds a trade. Dinks Blessed as well. Bird from Sky doing a lot of work alone on long here. Zello way too late to peek on in. Does get tagged out by Anarchez through the edge of the wall, I believe. Brilliant flashbang over the top. And they could still push down towards A here. Anarchez is definitely brimming with confidence, regardless of the results of the last round. And Twist is now playing anti-flash.
Oh, I think he's going to get Xello hit. Look, Xello's just being boosted on towards side. He's jumping on the box, actually just where Anarchez was positioning himself towards. But a minute left on the clock. Xello doesn't really need to peek long here because he knows that there is an AWP still in play for Finest, and it would just be a little bit reckless. So instead, look at this. I like this. Ecstatic, they're pushing both their players in towards middle. They're completely clearing that out, and now they're both going to play in towards short. I think they're going to gamble towards a bomb site, and it's going to be the correct play. All 5 players that alone are left alive are going towards a bomb site. It's going to be a bloodbath. The smokes are going to block them out, but they're going to reposition towards site. And who's going to win this now, Tom?
Well, there's no flashbangs to support, but Twist doesn't need flashbangs. He's a strong, independent entry fragger. As Dafu, that's goodness!
Amazing.
Oh, he can't even get anything done. Shocks mows him down. Finest pick up 4. And yeah, as I said, Ecstatic, statistically useless on CT side, not much better on T side either. This should be a cakewalk for the Finest squad. 6.42 to the 1.12 after Ecstatic was initially favoured in the odds, according to Pinnacle. And if you two want to join in the absolute madness of this series, then click down below on the banner in our description that will take you over to Pinnacle. But please do remember to gamble responsibly. Don't bet more than you can afford to lose, and do not gamble if you are under the age of 18. But yeah, bit of a gamble
add, Tom,
towards middle, you may add.
That shot and that angle from Xello, that was a headshot. He was playing a headshot angle with an AWP. Like, I was like playing to hit a headshot. And these ecos, they might be not as troublesome as the last. Twist looking to farm up his stats. He's going to only get 3 Korea's going to snap that last one off him. But that angle was a headshot angle. Xello, if he had maybe pushed in towards Gandalf and played just an angle where they run his their whole body into his crosshair, could be more successful. But like you saw that Twist just jumped on the site, revealed his head, and it's such a hard shot to hit.
You can tell it's a map that they're not comfortable on at all, especially with Zello only recently joining this roster. Actually, Freddie, do you know what the map pool was for the Romanian squad when Zello used to play for them?
I cast them a lot, but I wouldn't say Dust 2 was one of their maps they played. I've never seen them on it, and I'm just taking a look at their map pool right now. Yeah, Dust 2 was really not one of their maps they play. They did play it a little bit, but we're not very good on it.
Yeah.
Kind of similar, honestly, kind of similar to Finest. Played it, kept on losing.
Oh, that's... I don't know how Zello gets away with even one there, but Shocks and Annika is quick to trade. Dafu does claw one back onto Twist on the opposite side of the map. But look at this. All 3 of the CTs have to rotate back on over from A. B, again, completely on lockdown. Anarchist, I thought that connected, but no, it is still a 3v3 for the time being. But look at the health on Fasher, the man of the hour for this Ecstatic squad. And already, again, Ecstatic looking like they want to save. They've got pieces of utility. They could attempt this retake as Shocks decides to burn himself on the B site. But no, it's going to be another save. Ecstatic letting this completely snowball out of control. Finest on to 6. And unless we see anything from this near lifeless corpse of the Danish squad soon, I reckon we're going to see a worryingly dominant 2-0.
Yeah, because I'm looking over at this now, and they did play it a few times. They had like close results against teams like Skade, but then they also lost to the well-known team of Vamos Stars.
Vamos Stars.
Well, to be fair, actually, I do know these players. It's the mix with Chanky that was playing at the Romanian LAN.
Oh,
if I'm not
okay.
mistaken. But they like when I mean lost, I mean 16-4 destroyed by Vamos Stars.
I mean, their map used to be Train instead of Dust, which is probably why they're still looking to recover. Because I loved casting them on Train. They were a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's kind of one of the things where like I feel like Xello has the most time on the server and Dust on this whole team. And then even then, we're seeing him be like, okay, that was an angle where it's like, why have you taken that with an AWP?
I mean, he looks like one of the Portal 2 sentries. Like, they start shooting as soon as they see people, but very rarely hit them. Burn from Sky does find another nice entry frag there. We've not seen him do it as much over on this map, as much as we did on Vertigo. But now Twist, doesn't quite catch Daffy before the flashbang blooms. Manx as well catches Kriaz, and now into a 5v2. Whilst I'm rambling on about sentries, Manx catches another onto Shocks, and that is a flawless round out of nowhere for Ecstatic. And I mean, yeah, that's exactly what they needed. They need to use that, try and catapult themselves back into this game. Otherwise, it will just be another steamroll. That's 6 in a row for Finest. If Ecstatic can do even close to mimicking this, they will hopefully be able to bring back something on their T side.
That was actually a really nice round from them. Just everything went really well. That mid to B got crushed, and there's not really much more to say about it. Keeping 5 players alive. The economy, you can see, is looking very healthy from that, but Max has taken a lot of damage very early on from Molotov and a nade, and it might not deter him. Look at the minimap here. They're looking a little bit poised to go and advance here. The bottom is actually going to be coming in, and Twist could get caught off guard here a little bit, but no, he's just jiggling on a smoke out. And one thing that is also a little bit problematic is that this is a city-sided map, and that's been shown by Finest's conversion rates across these the past few games they've played is that they're a lot more confident on their CT side. So if they're able to get anything more than 8 rounds on their T side, I think it's just instantly GG at the half. I'm calling it right there. I think Finest will be just taking it straight away. But if Ecstatic can do what they just did in that last round, every single round, grand.
Yeah, grand indeed. It would certainly help them out, and it would maybe even take us over to a map 3 of Ancient. My goodness, Ancient hasn't even been in the conversation for this entire series.
I'm not like, I haven't even thought about Ancient, because like, Ancient, it should go, like, that will favor, because I think it's one that, if I'm not mistaken, one of their favorite maps.
Yeah.
And they haven't got too much to play off it, but they've done really well on it. Did, however, get absolutely rolled by Masonic on LAN.
Yeah, it's not been fun for Ecstatic at all recently. And yeah, as people said, it's basically a tier 2, tier 3 Danish LAN where they should have been comfortably coming out on top. Highest rated team. But, oh, hello, Twist and Pleasant. What a couple of entry frags. Cutting our conversation short once again as Anarchist cuts down Bird from Sky. 4v2, and Ecstatic cannot replicate their previous round success. In fact, Anarchist is so far on the hunt that the opposition AWPer will now hear this scope on him, but will he be expecting him to do a nice little wrap around? I mean, look at the money on Finest. They've got plenty of it in their back pockets. They're more than able to go hunting. And Zello is right in the firing range. Nice kill into Pleasant, but again, it's only an exit frag. He's going 4 and 7, and 2 of those kills haven't been impactful in the slightest. Flashbang comes on in from Anarchist. It's a cheeky little pre-fire. He's dancing around, and he takes away the ult from Zello.
That's a long day for Zello.
It's not fun. Oh, wait. Oh, the door spam? No.
Oh, okay. I was going to say,
good,
if he got spammed, but I think, like, I don't think we've driven home the point of Wolfie stepped down, and Zello's been in this team officially for 17 days. He got announced in this roster literal, like, 5 days, if I'm not mistaken, or so, before that Gamebox LAN. Yeah. Obviously, they would have had practice beforehand, but they went into that LAN with potentially, and most probably, not as much time in the server. What a
Jesus! Not again.
Right? Yep.
Cello.
Like, long day. It's just a long day for Zello, isn't it?
Cello,
I thought he was
why?
about to hit a second, but that is absolutely magnificent from this Israeli player. Not Greek, as I've just rediscovered. But it's like they went into this man and they got. Oh, he's going. Yeah, Bird Sky. You cannot jump peek Anchorez. He is an absolute menace. He is. And they're actually going to take advantage of this as well. They're going through middle. But what I was saying is, like, they lost to Astra's Talent and Masonic. 2 teams they shouldn't ever be losing to. Masonic, okay, maybe fair enough, they've been playing really well recently. But Astra's Talent, no way. Like, no way at all. And it will be, though, look at this. Shox has been caught off guard. So the mid to B has no B presence. They're all going to be able to look towards middle. And this actually could get quite scary for Finest. However, pushed off the angle. Daffy's going to have to take charge, and he's done that very successfully.
Well, forget what I was going to say about Ecstatic in this round. Finest are the ones to come out on the receiving end of a flurry of fragging. Beautifully done by Dafu there. Keeping things on lockdown. Korea's and Anarchist, though. I'm not going to rule them out, but it is 35 seconds and a 2v4. Again, they've got plenty of money, especially Anarchist on almost $10,000. And no way. No way have they just given them a free A bomb site. Are you kidding me? Ecstatic, what is his positioning? AWPer, though, jumping up. Very, very risky. Definitely needed to hit that shot. Drops on down towards ramp. Oh, Bird from Sky has this. Bird from Sky doesn't have this. It's Fasher instead, and Fasher again has to be the hero. The only person really putting up decent numbers for this CT side. Misses the bomb initially, but the diffuser will come in. But as I was going to say, Finest are using Bird from Sky like clay pigeon shooting target practice. That's why he's got the name. And it really hasn't been good for anyone on this Ecstatic roster since the first half of Vertigo. Again, we got a couple of decent stat lines, but a lot of those have just been from the fact they've been saving, picking off those exits, and Zello has been brutalized. 2 times now he's been killed jumping across mid doors. He's been killed saving a couple of times, and when he brought that AWP out in the second round, meant to be the star AWP of this team, he just gets bullied. He loses out to a 4-spy and has not showed up since. Fasher, my goodness, what an incredible spray down. Great flash as well from Bird from Sky, and Shock's actually a great team flash. But Anarchez
Ooh,
and
wait.
Shocks, they do peek straight back on him. They do have the lower health on this T side, but Zello needs to land these shots.
Yeah.
And, that's
what
a
a
great
trade!
trade.
That's really, really nice trade. Jigzello, I feel like he's been just so lackluster this whole game, but Manx, maybe he's the new primary of the team. He's doing very well so far on Dust 2, and it will just be Pleasant in this 1v2. He has the bomb on his back. He has 1 minute and 15 left to go. Flash and a Molotov, but he knows where both the players are, but they also know where he is. The luxury he has is that he can reposition. He can go anywhere he wants. He's just holding for this aggression right now. Both players do have a flash, so I've got an inkling that there might just be a flash peak. However, Pleasant is just going to try swing in, try find a timing, and all he's going to find is the AWP bullet of Manx. One thing I want to say is that I was going to bash Fasher because he got that 4K in pistol and was on 9 in the round prior, which means he's got like 5 rounds inside. He's got 5 kills in 10 rounds, give or take. So I was like, okay, that's not that great. However, that 2K was really nice. We're also going back to round 10. Finest, they have lost the round after getting the man advantage.
Not again. Also, oh my god.
Wait, okay, so that's actually a really good pick for Finest because they've got this 4v4. This defense is going to be a little bit sporadic, and you can see already like there's one player towards the long, short, mid, B. They're going to be able to isolate those 1v1s, but Finest, they lost the round with an early man advantage and early tag. That's quite bad.
Just quickly going back over to Fasher. You know how Apex gave an interview to HLTV talking about how Zyru needed to be set up as the star player and start being more selfish?
Fasher.
That's what we need to see from Fasher here. And
blind.
It is going to be one blind kill, but a quick trade from Twist puts us back in the 3v3. But Bird from Sky on the god flank leaves just Twist and Pleasant at a man disadvantage. Bomb once again running over to this A site, but there's no one to defend it again. 2 coming in from short now. In fact, all 3 coming in from short by the looks of things. There's Pleasant. Edges his way up.
Has to get a pick here.
Oh, that's a gorgeous shot. Cello never saw that bullet coming. And Twist locking down the sight. Is in a great spot. Can he find the 2K? Spray down very close. Bird from Sky. 3 HP on the man up against Pleasant. Molotov rained down. It gives up his position. He does have a defuse kit. Can he find the head of Pleasant? Oh my god, Pleasant! The jumping no scope is absolutely magnificent. That is the shot of the day by far. 8-4 now for Finest. Goodness me. Oh, it's all over for Ecstatic. They can't recover from that, surely. Good lord! Look at it! Oh, it's beautiful! Oh, Finest! And again, Anarchez, he's so prominent!
Man, he can't. This guy is unreal. How has he been allowed to do that? Firstly, Twist, very unlucky with not being able to get that spray down. But, like, wow.
This is just brutal.
That was Pleasant, right?
Yeah.
Not normally.
Not even
like,
the AWPer.
Well, no, as I was saying, it feels like everyone on the finals roster is an AWPer at this stage. Like I was looking at the stats and I was like, Kreese is an AWPer. Pleasant's an AWPer.
Pleasant is the only player on this Finest side that is not registered as an AWPer on Liquipedia. He's a riflet / entry. So the fact that he's the one to land that shot...
Wait. He's not registered as an AWPer, but on some of the HLTV games, he has the most AWP kills, and I was like, that's weird. And I was really confused by that, but Anarchez, he is just like, out of this chaos, he's finding even more success. This man is on fire. He's got the beard of a Greek god, but he's from Israel. And like this guy, I'm so impressed by Finest. In my eyes, they were laying a lot of foundations, and it's much like For Glory that we're going to see next. Like laying a lot of foundations, but they need to actually cement themselves, and this is Finest cementing themselves. They're going on to this A bomb site. They're going to be met by 4 players. It's literally going to be it's going to be a 5v4 bloodbath on this A bomb site. But these rifles, they could take the prowess. Ankarez, he's got this like Overwatch, but the flashes are absolutely unequivocal. 4v3 now, they've still got the man advantage, but the smokes are fading. And because the smokes are fading, Ecstatic are able to pounce. However, being these replenished, 5 seconds left. The bomb has to go down, and it might get denied. Dafu, he gets that first kill, and he gets that second. Too long Finest took. They put the smokes down, and they weren't able to capitalize on it. Ecstatic, even though they just potentially choked that last round, they're back on winning ways. they got 5. And as I was saying, if Finest get any more than 8 rounds, that's GG.
Yeah. Also, do you know what's even more worrying? Bird from Sky has more impact on the Orb than Zello.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Zello's been
I
open
think
every single round since round 2 that he can afford one. He's been bullied in double doors, and he's just missing, like, shot after shot. Anarchist is by far out-orbing him here. And if you want to pick up the sexy Gunganir that's been knocking him out in the server today, or the Desert Hydra, you can get a 40% top-up bonus when you head on down to cs.money. Click on the link below in our description, and you can take full advantage of that offer. But yeah, heading into round number 14, penultimate of the first half, I think it's safe to say Finest have run away with this one a little bit, especially getting 8 on your T side of Dust 2 in the current meta, which has been arguably one of the more CT-sided maps in the entire pool recently. Well, yeah, just cleaning up the pistols here gives us a nice moment to reflect. Priaz does catch Dafu. That's a little bit unfortunate. He's not got the most amount of money, but he can get dropped over from Manx here. But yeah, looking at Finest coming into the last round of the first half.
Oh, look at his odds, man.
Bearing in mind, yeah, fair win percentage.
They were dead
on
even.
The,
They were
on
in
the CT
favor.
side.
Yeah, at the very beginning, they were dead even, and they were in favor of Ecstatic.
Yeah, it was, what, I think 1.85 to like a 2.11 or something at the start of the series.
Last night, when I wrote down, I was 1.7 to 2, so like pretty much. But man, Tom, this is unreal.
Yeah, okay, Zello does finally get an entry frag. Plesson unable to trade it out, and as the grenades rain down, he moonwalks out, and Manx catches Kriaz. Again, it might just be a little too late on this resurgence from Ecstatic, with Finest being so heavily favoured on their CT side. But I'd like to think that there is still at least some hope for the Danes. They could still take us to an Ancient on map 3, and it would be an entertaining one to watch, especially after how hectic this whole best of 3 has been so far. Sharks down to 74 off the back of the CT nade, but Bird from Sky does not expect that aggression. Brilliant trade frag there, but still the man disadvantage for the T side in the final round of this half. We're going to have to go for something. No point saving in this one.
I mean, it's the B play, isn't it?
Yeah, he's retained his position in cubby in middle. And with only one B player in Dafu, someone who's not had the best of games so far, could be pretty dangerous as that util rains on down. He avoids the flash, and this should be good. Good for one at least. Not the second, and Plesson cuts off the rotation down to the 2v2, and Plesson's getting hungry, but Zello hungrier. He falls to the AWP, and it's twisted a 1v2, and experience can't help you if you're reloading as you run at the opposition. 7 on the board now for Ecstatic, and they do recover what was looking absolutely diabolical. In fact, replicating the scoreline of the previous match.
Tom, you know how you were saying that Bird from Sky potentially has had more impact than Exello?
Yes.
I'd say Manx has had like twice that impact as well on the AWP. He hasn't had many kills, but I feel like his impact with the AWP has just been like so much, especially towards that middle and B area, has been really impactful. And also, I'm just continuously perplexed by Ecstatic because they have just flashes of pure brilliance. They have these rounds where I'm like, that was a nice round. Excello getting the opening pick, that's nice. And then they have rounds.
Oh, so getting the opening pick.
Exactly. Rounds like this where it's like, this is nice. You're playing good CS. The fundamentals are nice. Bird from Sky's read him like a Harry Potter novel. And then it all goes plummeting down. But going back into the pistol now, I'm off my little tangent. Finest, they have the man deficit, and it looks like Ecstatic are heading towards, say, bomb site. The rotations are going to be coming in, but there is a kit on board at least. Kriaz has a flash in the kit, and he's going to be coming in he's already in CT, but that's a very nice boost for this Israeli player. He's not going to find anything for it. I feel like he had to find a frag there and at least put it back into a glory 4. All he's going to find is a bullet to the head. And by large, Ecstatic are actually going to win both their pistol rounds. It seems like we were just praising Finest for their ability at winning pistol rounds and kind of throwing shade towards Ecstatic at how awful they were at pistol rounds. But this whole series, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they've won 3 pistol rounds.
Yeah, they've been doing better in pistol rounds than they normally do. This will be the 4th if they can pull it over the line, but Kriaz isn't done just yet. It's a 1v2. He's got the kit. He doesn't know where either of these players are, though, and as that timer continues to tick on down, I do think it is a bridge too far. But from Sky, he's toying with his prey now, and Kriaz, he needs to get the hell out of there. Doesn't save the kick, can't save the round, and that will be an equalizer from the Danes.
I think actually, Finest won the pistol round on their T side. So
Final run pistol round on Vertigo.
Yeah, on T side. But still, Ecstatic, 3 out of 4 pistol rounds is kind of unheard from them. But then also, it's the pinch of salt. It's like if you win both pistol rounds and it's still 8-8, is that a good or bad thing for you?
It's bad that you weren't able to get the second round conversion when you literally invested into an open Kevlar on Zello.
True.
But it's good because it gives you a firm chance at coming back on what is traditionally your strongest side. And I say traditionally, I'm including that across their entire map pool. Obviously, we don't have a big enough sample size on just us two. But I guess you could say that's a testament to good IGLing and good team cohesion on the offense. But the fact that you're dropping off so heavily on CT a lot of the time could be cause for concern. Unarmored Zello goes down early to Anarchist. Oh no, it's going all so badly wrong. Oh my goodness, they've all crumbled. It's Manx in a 1v4. They've done it again. They've lost the second round. They cannot convert after their pistols, and it is costing them the world. That's going to pretty much give up the next round as well. Finest go on to double digits, and we see a near replication of Vertigo.
I feel like our producer Mika must just love watching my expressions during this whole series.
My eyebrows have been raised so many times.
Disbelief of what is happening. And I'm a Finest fan, bro. I love this team. They play nice. This is like fun, it's funky CS. They're dismantling Ecstatic right now, and I'm very interested to see what they can do in the later parts of this tournament. However, it's going to be Korea's being tested right now. He's going to find this first kill. The long-range AK versus the short-range pistols is going to grant him 2, but I think this is all in safe hands. The rotations are there, but Ecstatic, they're tucking their tails and scampering away.
It's a double team flash from Bird from Sky. The one time he doesn't entry, the one time he pulls a blame F, he ruins the entire round for his team.
It's just a long day for him, isn't it?
They walk blind into the AK, they get mowed down in the meat grinder, and the Mat 10 is just going to be waiting on B, seeing if it can farm up some extra cash. I mean, there's 1,000, I could do maths, $1,800 on offer. Pleasant on the M4A1S. He does snatch away one of those kill opportunities from Shocks, but otherwise,
look at their money.
It's a mowdown. Yeah, they've been farming frags, and the same cannot be said for Ecstatic. They've been getting farmed and making so many basic mistakes. You were talking about how sometimes their fundamentals look so promising, but for the past few, it's just been hard to watch. I say past few for excluding the pistol round. The pistol round looked fantastic.
Oh, it's crisp.
I think it's more important if we look at the statistics in their second round conversions. If you're winning the pistols but not the second round after it, despite having the better buy, that's where you need to start looking at when you're doing your demo reviews. How are you losing so badly? And after walking into a 4-man A stack, you should probably start falling away, especially when you lose the first 2 kills.
Tom, I'm going to interrupt you.
That's okay. That's beautiful.
Oh, we're spraying them down the Galil. The 5 extra bullets. They're not going to come too much in handy. I'm not going to lie. I saw a highlight reel there. I saw a 5-man spray down with the Galil. Not to be. I thought they were going to see him, but not the case. And is we find with 3-round advantage. I think, Tom, we did mention about this map being a city-sided map. I've been noticing a lot. Inferno, in my opinion, is the only map where there isn't a clear advantage to the city side.
Yeah, fair. I'll give you that one.
Which I feel like the whole CS sphere, it definitely, like, maps used to be more city-sided, and now they became even, and then the A1S buff has definitely kind of like pushed them into like a little bit more.
Well, the nade drops as well.
Yeah, the nade drops as well, and all that jazz. But right now, the T side is looking pretty dandy because they've got a 2-man advantage. Make it just a 1-man advantage, but I feel, this could get a little bit dangerous because Korea, he is behind this door. If he peeks at the right time, which he doesn't, he could have got the round there, but all he's going to find is a wallbang headshot. And Finest, they do relinquish this first gun round, though, properly on the city side. So maybe Ecstatic got a little bit lucky there. Fire's got a little bit over-aggressive. they will have a lot of money to buy into next, and I'm just interested to see what retaliation they can find.
Was that Krias towards long doors there?
Yes.
Yeah, he gets super unlucky because he sees
Timing
Zello
was unfortunate,
before he sees the other player. And that does come back to bite him pretty quickly. Pleasant, great effort towards upper B tunnels, but he's just not able to equalise enough to make this round winnable, especially with the A-Long Doors player going down. I reckon if he just played the off angle, it would have been far more prominent for him. And with the way that Ecstatic haven't been clearing their angles today, cough, cough, B-side, Vertigo, they may have let that one slip as well. That really was just the beginning of the end for them. But with the money on
It
the
actually was,
back
wasn't
of
it?
Fine, yeah, literally they lost every round after that for the rest of the half, and then just threw all of their CT side rounds and haven't done much better on Dust 2 so far. I mean, they've brought it to 11-9. They are on their more favoured side, and they have just picked up their first gun round win. But the Pinnacle odds are still 1.10 to the 7.08. And if you do want to catch those odds, then head on over to pinnacle.com/odds or head down below to the banner in our stream description. They've adjusted slightly with that round win just coming in from Ecstatic there. But I'll tell you what else I'm excited for in terms of Pinnacle. That Swedish LAN is looking pretty entertaining. And I believe, other than the RMR, that's going to be Imperial's first LAN, or the Last Dance squad.
Yes, I think it would be as well, but focusing a little bit... Wait, what?
Damn,
That
that's
was
a
an
quick trade.
unbelievable shot. It wasn't a trade onto the player that got the kill, but Pleasant has just been destroyed by Fasher there. And coming back to your point, you're talking about the Apex interview where it's like Zyru being set up, like he's a star player, but he needs to be set up more and be a little bit more selfish. Fasher, I feel like he gets set up very well. A lot of his kills, you can see it being flashed in, but then equally, a lot of his kills are just like that. Like he has there's no one helping him. He just absolutely obliterates multiple players at once. There was just one player, but it was still an unreal shot. But Ankares, he needs to get this trade here onto Manx. This is imperative for him. He's going to try to jiggle, and what a shot. He's quick as you like. And these last three players for Ecstatic, they were going to go up short, but now they're halted momentarily. If they do go towards short, it could get a little bit tentative for them. Actually, no, never mind. They're going in towards middle. They're going to smoke out this mid to B, so it's all up to Shocks. We've seen him hold down before, Tom, and can he do it again now?
Well, the flashbang rain's on over, and that just gives them away. Not blinded at all as Shocks finds the first, but not the second.
Got a frag.
Yeah, Zello and Fasher find one each, leaving just Anarchist in the 1v2. Knows exactly where Zello is, and that's a gorgeous shot racketing off in his direction. But no util for this retake. It has to be the first shot onto Fasher. He's peeking in the right angle, but he's not going to peek round the corner far enough. He sees a pixel, doesn't realise it. He's dancing around window. Oh my goodness, he just misses the shot. My voice is going to crack mid-sentence. Apologies. And now Ecstatic are on to 10. They find double digits. My goodness, it's as close as you like. There's still enough money on the CT side to invest. Might be missing a little bit of utility. But Finest, they let that one slip from their fingers. Great attempt from Anarchez, but it's not going to be enough. And Ecstatic, they're still fighting for this series.
I don't know if I could just be playing on some weird leads here, but you saw there Anarchez. It was very jittery. Like, I feel like a little bit nervous maybe on that 1v2. Like, he's normally a very clean AWPer, and I think this whole series has been very, very crisp and very clinical of how he's playing. And there, like, do you see him? Man, he was, like, his wrist was moving like mad there.
Take it from a very high-sense player. Sometimes these things happen.
Yeah, it's like very Kirby-esque of the shaky aim.
Yeah. Also, Woxic. I think I've got the same sense as Woxic.
Oh, God.
And
do you?
Yeah, it's pretty tough sometimes. I'm very bad at pistol rounds because of it. But Anarchist, he's pretty nifty with the AWP. Does cut down Manx, getting himself another entry frag. He must be the top entry fragger in the server today. Pleasant. Oh, it's a gorgeous double. As soon as Ecstatic look like they're about to take on the world, they immediately get mown down in a dominant round like this. 5v2 already, and Pleasant is also allowed to escape. Zello too slow on that trade attempt. And this should probably... Okay, now it should definitely be a save as Bird from Sky flies on in and gets poached out of the sky.
I mean, I respect the efforts. A little bit overconfident potentially, but it's going to be the double AWP being saved now, and finally we're going to see it coming out. I was really hoping to see us pulling out on Vertigo, And it's nice to finally see this now on Dust 2. Pleasant will be wielding it towards that middle position, if I'm not mistaken. And Ecstatic, they're really pulling on straws here. Look at their buy. They've got a P250 with no armor, a Deagle with no armor, an AK with no utility, a Glow with no utility, and a Glow with a flash. And it's going to be a very nice early, just a little bit of damage but by Pleasant onto Fasher. And that is the one player you do not want to be inflicting damage upon if you are Ecstatic. He's the only player that I feel like has had much impact in this whole series, let alone Dust 2. And he's now sitting on 16 HP in probably the most the most imperative round for Ecstatic to win. Both from Sky has no armor, he's going to have to wield this Glow.
I mean, yeah, it's a better option than Fasher on 16 HP. Enjoy the P250 whilst you can. Flashbang range and over. The Flashbang's actually super effective, but they don't make a move off the back of it. And Kriez, well, it looks like he isn't going to have to be cleared as Ecstatic continue to bide their time. Are they just going to go for a late play fast push A? Looks like that could be on the cards for them. And it might well pay off as long as they can deal with that card player. Pleasant. Oh, this is cheeky, pushing in front of the site smoke, but does get flashed off of it immediately. Notices his mistake, but now Kriez. This is massive. No one's checked him yet. Flashbang rains on over. That's his opportunity to peek. He finds one, but not the second. Dafu, that's a lovely 180. Pleasant has a lot to do, but from Sky again, completely blinded. But Pleasant on the USP. He's done so much. Look at this, a flurry of frags, despite the full blindness, and then goes back in for another. Fasher doesn't stand a chance, and Finest, they once again start to run away with things. 13-10 here, and my God, look at the odds now. Over 16 for Ecstatic to win this series. And honestly, fair play. They've not had a good series. I'm going to keep reiterating it till the cows come home because this team should be playing so much better. I know they've just added a new player to the roster, but even with Wolfie, towards the end of it, there was a clear burnout, and that's why he's decided to take a break. He's benched himself for the time being. I don't know what the situation is on that.
Oh, he's full blind. Oh my, wait.
But wow, Fasher, Manx, fine too. Anarchist quick to trade. It could get worse, but Anarchist is gonna go down to Cello.
Wait, are you joking? No way. Okay, Shocked is retrieving the pieces. Okay, Shocked with that 3k. I got a little bit scared there for a second. I got a little bit nervous. I started shaking. Finest. They get that 14th. But may I just add, Pleasant, he picks up that AWP. Why has he not picked it up sooner?
I don't know. I mean, he's been a fantastic secondary AWPer on Dust 2. Perhaps he's more comfortable on this map than he is back on Vertigo. I mean, that's completely understandable. It's often difficult to get the right balance on Vertigo. Even Anarchist was struggling on the CT side. Played from A short quite a lot, and it did bite him multiple times as he couldn't deal with the aggression. But Twist, very aggressive, does get traded back into the 4v4. Dafu's taken a fair amount of damage, but again, Ecstatic have ground to a halt. They need to play a little bit faster, I feel. It's the slower pace that's been something aptly dealt with by Finest on multiple occasions, and as Kriez is ready to swing back on out, this time he's not just good for one. He's not been traded just yet, but that Molotov could cause problems.
It's actually really nice the fact he's got away. Twist has been going 1-for-1. I think Kriez and Twist are really good at going 1-for-1, which I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing, because Twist definitely could have got 2 there, and Kriez, he's going to one-up his teammate, he's going to grab a second, and look at this aggression, and Kriez is pushed all the way in top mid, but he misses the easy shot. The shot where Bird from Sky just peeks into his angle, he does miss the mark there, but I feel like this still could be a round going their way, especially with Shots eliminating the bomb. It's all up to Dafu. 1v3, he's got a frag already, they know where he is, and Kriez just firing blanks there. Shocks will eliminate him, and it's weak Finest. They're on match point now. Tom, this is magnificent. The Swedish European side, they've impressed me so much. I thought it was going to be a good series, and it's been better than I ever would have dreamt. 15-10, they're looking to close us out 2-0.
Well, I mean, very much so if you're a Finest fan, not so much if you're supporting the Danes today.
Oh, yeah, true. Oh, yeah, gosh.
After a very rough LAN.
Zipple's definitely, yeah. Zipple's upset.
Zipple molded. But a team that have often been called online as struggling to make a comeback online as well as even more of a worry. Anarchist, I thought he landed that. He does land it. He tags Fasher.
Wait, he did land it?
He actually lands that shot through the door. That's nuts. And Kriez picks up a double. I mean, whilst we're just talking about Anarchiz's crazy prowess. He's going to pick up another one.
He's got to kill Long.
I can't believe this. This man is everywhere. He's an omnipresent AWPer, and Ecstatic have been unable to deal with him time and time again. I mean, honestly, that was just a confusing series more than anything, because Ecstatic, they look so good. You'll have 5 rounds of brilliance, and then the rest of the game, they look like they are tier 4 up-and-comers.
That's what sorry, that's one thing I really want to drive home. They were unbelievable on some rounds. They played clinical CS. It was good. I was impressed, and then they would do stuff like that. How can you go, like, I actually don't get how you can go from being really crisp to then some of the stuff they were doing, and I think it could have something to do with the fact of Anarchiz, and especially towards Dust 2, I felt like everyone was stepping up. There wasn't a single player that didn't have impact, and I think when I was looking at Vertigo, I was having similar reactions, but I was like, oh, Kriaz, he's a player for me on Vertigo that he doesn't even need to get the kills. He was still just playing quite badly. He was giving away frags. But then on Dust 2, like, there wasn't a single player there I don't think I can put down.
Yeah, I mean, it was just overall a great run from Finest. And they'll be very happy to be going 1-0 early on in the Swiss stage. And I don't think it was expected necessarily. Well, especially looking at chat, there was a lot of Ecstatic supporters coming on out. But that's going to put them in a great position. Ecstatic, they've got 2 more, or technically 3 more games to recover themselves, as they will need to go 3-1 at this stage. But moving on from that, I think that's all we really have to say. We need to see more from Ecstatic. Great start from Finest. Hopefully they can continue it, and hopefully we see Twist popping off as well as he did. We didn't quite talk about him as much as I'm sure we could have, but Twist, very, very comfortable despite being the lowest rated player. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be going to a bit of a longer break now, because, well, that was a fairly fast 2-0 series. But we will be back afterwards with Apex versus For Glory, which should be another spicy matchup. And otherwise, I've been Sneaky Beaky. This has been Grimmy Rana, or Salmon Freddy. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you all in a little while.
Paying online with AstroPay is really simple. From the merchant site, choose AstroPay as your payment option. Then, type your mobile number, enter the confirmation code, and select your preferred payment method. If you choose to pay with AstroPay Wallet, good for you, select it and you are ready. If you choose another payment option, follow the steps on screen. Your online payment is completed. Get the app in your favorite store or visit us at www.astropay.com.
He got